About me, I was born in Penang, Malaysia, and of Cantonese descent. My mother and sister moved to Singapore, and later we became naturalized as Australians. My siblings are of mixed marriages, including my husband Peter, of 22 years. I'm fascinated by the beautiful and elegant strokes of Chinese calligraphy and painting, and even though I don't know how to read it, I still enjoy looking at them. It reminds me of my background. Family sort of moved to Melbourne, and I studied at the RMIT, did business and administration, and then became a business development manager later on in my life. Peter was offered a job to come over to Perth. He was an urban designer, so I was still doing my business over in Melbourne, and I was like later, you know, alligator, and so we left each other for a while, and then over the months I miss him. So I decided to pack up and join him. Then Peter said, why don't you just give it up and concentrate in your love, because I've always maintained a part-time job as a fitness instructor. So I go, yeah! So from then on, I did all the courses, and that's where Pilates come in, because I took up Pilates, and then I did all this Les Mills program, you know, taught everything under the sun. I was driving myself mad, like 22 classes a week was a bit much, you know, like drenched wet when I do my body combat. And probably the body was just yelling out to say, "Hi, stop!" you know.
Yeah. Now ready to fall. And we finish. Let's go. Jump. Left. Leg. There. 3 more steps. Jump. Hurry. Yes. 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 Yes.
We were in Japan in April, and that's where can I say that? Spitting blood from there, you know. So these are the symptoms, and of course I was like quite blasé. Peter said, "That's it! You're going home and you're gonna do colonoscopy." Colonoscopy? Yes. And the day I made the appointment, I remembered early in the morning, they woke me up immediately. I was thinking, is it over now, you know? And then straight away she said she can't get the tube past the cancer, the tumor on my left colon. And I announced it to my classes to say, oh, you know, I'll be back in 2 months' time. I'm just gonna get the tumor out and kick it out of my life, you know. Guess what? Stuck. Following that, you know, after the operation, it was really painful. Really. And in fact, I did ask Peter at one stage, am I gonna die? You know, like it's just totally lost everything. I had to have a port put in here. They call it catheter. It's just under the skin where it's easier for them to access the vein. I had trouble dealing with it, especially when the nurses come in with their, you know, like nuclear suits and goggles and gloves, and you think, what are you doing? They go, well, we're injecting poison into your system. Going through chemo, it constantly depresses the drugs that makes you very emotional, cry all the time. You know, I remember just letting the water run in the bathroom, you know, just there, crying, and Peter would just come in and just hold me, you know. It was just, yeah. He's the love of my life, but yeah. Sorry. You gotta cut that one, of course. Not mean to cry, but yeah, it's not an easy thing. How do I get through this? All right, you always ask yourself, you're sitting still in time. Your life just stops here now. You look at all the clothes that you buy, all the possessions you have, you know, your diamonds, your suits, and you go, I'm never ever gonna wear them again. Like, you don't feel well anyway to be, you know, thinking of dressing up or going out.
We were actually out just before she was diagnosed, and we had a really great fun lunch, and I think it was my birthday, and we carried on back at my place drinking too much and doing a few combat moves in my kitchen. And just after that she was diagnosed, and you know, it all came to a halt. It was terrible. When you see someone go through something like that, first thing you think is, what can I do to help? And I think really the best thing you can do is practical things like make food, because the last thing they're thinking about is food. And of course Angie's got a husband, Peter, has still got to eat. So the best thing you can do is bring food, and soup's easy to eat. My tuna cass is quite famous with mashed potato on the side, things like that are easy to eat and goes down easy. And so I used to just bring food around, and sometimes I just say, look, don't even come to the door, I'll leave it at the gate, I'll press the button, just come and get it. You don't have to see me, because sometimes she just didn't want to see anyone. And I understood that, but at least she knew that I was thinking of her, and that was a practical way to show it, because people don't know what to do in situations like that. Some people just decide not to call, and they don't know what to do. It's a practical thing.
I think her attitude, you know, initially was terrible, you know, because you know, she had a lot of trouble coming to terms with where her journey had taken her. But having said that, I'm really, really happy with and really pleased with the state that she's in now. She is just so vibrant. She's back almost where she was 3 years ago, and it's wonderful to see her
got to
in
share
that
this
position.
one.
Yeah.
My sister and brother came to visit, and we decided to take bike rides around the river. So they hired bikes.
Another funny story.
So, and then here I am, not knowing that I've lost my energy. I would wave to everybody's ahead of me. I would wave Peter to come back. Darling, come back. And he said, what's wrong? I said, can you fix my bicycle? Because it's not moving. It's very slow. It's because I don't have the energy. And he looked at me so kindly. Doesn't even tell me that. He goes, it's okay, just do what you can. I realized then I actually have no energy. I'm pedaling so slowly. Everybody's ahead of me. I asked him to fix my bicycle. Something wrong with the bicycle. It's not going fast enough.
So I mean, that was the challenge for her, you know, to try and get that energy back that she'd always depended on and took for granted, I suppose. One time when I took Angie over to Solaris Care, I was just talking, you know, with one of the ladies over there, and I just fell apart, you know, like just broke down. And she said to me, well, look, you know, you do understand that carers can come here and have some you know, sessions as well, support as a carer. And I said no. So next time Angie booked herself in, I booked myself in as well. And I went and had an hour session with something. I can't remember what it was that I had now, but it was nice to know that, you know, there were people to care for the carer, because the carer's role is very stressful or very energy consuming. I think it can wear you out. And Angie was saying when she got back on the treadmill, she found it very hard to stand up on the treadmill, so I put a bar across it for her so she could basically lay on the bar and still walk, because that she committed herself to doing exercise every day as part of her recovery, whether it be Pilates or just on the treadmill or whatever. And I had to be supportive in that and encourage her to do it rather than say, oh, look, have a day off.
You are the love of my life, the heart and soul of my life. You give me so much of you. Your love, my love is divine. Don't cry now.
No, I won't cry now.
Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome again to you here this evening. On behalf of our President, Lion Nguyen, Angie is with us looking the absolute picture of health, and to hear about how she's achieved that and to share her story with us on surviving cancer, could you please give a very warm welcome indeed to Angie Lee Jones.
Thank you, everyone. I don't know where to start. I guess it just, was a shock for me when I was diagnosed. You go through all these stages. Then after that, you slap yourself and go, get the hell out of this self-pitying stuff. What are you going to do about it? So you go, okay, I've got to get well. So now, whilst it's very debilitating, my skin was like tofu, yeah? Swimming side to side, yeah? Whoa! Compared to someone who's got really cut and six-pack, forget that. So you're thinking, oh God, am I going to get well? Okay, let's get well. And I must thank Pilates for, in a way, that I have used it to help me get better, because I managed to get back my core strength. Now that I have got the good results from the CT scan after that, horrendous 7 months, I'm thinking I must give something back. So Peter said, no, people have been asking you to develop DVDs because they've been wanting me to develop Pilates DVDs or any sort of DVDs, and I've always said no. He said, why don't you do that for charity? I said, yes, we will call it Pay It Forward. So I started doing 6 DVDs. Beginners, pregnancy, ball 1 hour, ball and band 1 hour, 30 minutes power, 40 minutes power. And so it's been really good just announcing and selling to the people that I teach only. I didn't even go commercial because we had to produce it at a low budget so that the maximum of the money that I sell the DVD goes to charity. So I actually sell whoever wants the DVDs for $50. I deduct $10 for, color copy, whatever, cartridges and so on. The $40, I forward it on to charity. Either they name where they want it to go, or they leave it to me. And I'll forward it to Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, and I'll put it under their name. And then they get the karma, they get the receipt for it to show that they have donated the money.
She's ended up with 6 DVDs, which are all really good but quite specific. I think it's great that she's done that. A great achievement in preparing herself to make those DVDs and actually performing so well in them. And they've been very, very popular.
We start to incorporate reaching across to the outside leg. Now, if you can't do that, don't worry. Just stay here or reach on the outside like so. Yes, or like so. Bend leg is okay. Yeah. Over time, you can progress and extend. Shoulders drop. Breathing in. But we also had, luckily, a friend who knows computers to help edit the cutting and stuff, because we don't know how to do that. It was really good. When the orders start pouring in, it's like, oh my God, we're just producing it from home. Here I am, he's burning, here I am putting stickers on and cutting the colored paper, that sort of thing. It's just very manual, very individual work. It's not like zoop, 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 zoop. It was good.
Oh, it's good fun though. Good therapy too, I think.
Yeah.
So as you go upright, you brace, yeah? Strike that pose. So we make big noises. Why? Because we forget to breathe. A lot of us breathe like this. It's not good for your lungs. Yeah? Open it up. Channel on oxygen into your muscles. So you transfer all the nutrients and all the waste matters. Increase your metabolic rate, yeah? Got 2 more. Let's go. Are we there yet, Ma? Stay. Hold it out there.
The year following the operation, that is 2008, I had a lot of complications from the surgery, where I had what you call the twisted bowel. That was like to be expected. especially after big operations like mine, there's a lot of what you call scar tissues that, and then because it's, you know, the colon's been fused back, it just doesn't work very well. And if I had something like too oily, I had reflux, and I was admitted back into the hospital where they had to put the nasal gastro thing into my stomach, through the nostril, through the throat, through the stomach, and sort of pumped it up to stop the vomiting. Sorry, luckily you're not having lunch at the moment. Quite off-putting. But no, it was, I think I was admitted about 3 times back into last year, the year after my operation. And then my surgeon said, well, unless you want me to go in and sort of, you know, do something about it. But anyway, he doesn't recommend it because it's going to create more scar tissues. So the best is to manage it diligently. So how? Drink lots of prune juice, children. Lots of prune juice. Oats in the morning. Make sure you have lots of fiber. Fruit. So this is like my ritual that I do now. And you know, I've been really constant, so I have to make sure I get that. If I don't, like if I'm constipated, I'm in strife. I'll be like, you know. So yeah, nah, it's good. It's just a little hiccup in the life, I guess, that I have. So just live with it.
Shoulders against my hips, knees, feet parallel. Roll the shoulders. Beautiful. And very good. I'm gonna have to check if anybody's pregnant today.
I've been doing Pilates for 5 years with Angie through the Department of Industry and Resources and now Department of Mines and Petroleum, and I actually was the coordinator, so I got everybody interested and collect all the money and pay Angie, and the interest has been phenomenal. I turn down people all the time.
I've been doing it for 5 years here at work in our lunch hour, and I certainly have got a much stronger spine from doing it, and I really can't do without coming every week. I call her my doctor.
It's a really fun class. Angie always makes us laugh and carry on and makes us blush quite a few times as well. She's a really good instructor in terms of, yeah, she really sort of tells you the technique as well and explains things.
Stay strong. One more breath here. Beautiful, and relax. We're gonna do one more set, yeah? Inhale. Set. Not sex.
And Angie was about our 3rd or 4th instructor. We've been doing it a bit before then, and she's by far and away, 2 thumbs up, the best and the most enthusiastic and energetic.
5 years of doing it, I have become really fit and really strengthened my inner core, which helped during my pregnancy last year. I had no ailments at all during my pregnancy, no back pain, no nothing, which is really common, and I put it all down to the Pilates that I've been doing.
Not bored at all, still very challenging, still wiping the sweat away.
And Angie is a person, just very much passionate, really enjoys what she does, radiates through the class, so we have an excellent time and a lot of laughs.
It's great doing it during the middle of the day because it breaks it up, and then for the afternoon you're in a really good mood.
For the majority of people out there, those who are going through chemo, I know it's not easy. Whilst I happen to have a fitness background to get well, I suffered totally the same thing. I lost all my strength. So what I'm saying is try and keep positive and try and do a little bit each day rather than just succumb to the sickness. You know, you ask yourself, what is life about when you actually have a deadly disease and you go, why am I here? What is the reason for my existence? Other than just being a mother or a sister or, you know, a cousin or an uncle, whatever, you know, to someone. So, or having little alphabets after your name, you know, I am a MBA, whatever, PhD, you know, that sort of thing. These are all achievements, fantastic, excellent. But at the same time, what is it you can do to live and let someone emulate your goodness? Because we're all going to pass on anyway. I think that's more important. And that's, yeah, I'll strive to do that.
That is the direction we're going now. That we try to enjoy life as much as we can. We want to travel. We want to, just do things. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. Yeah, enjoy life. Veg out if we want to. Sometimes eat the wrong food. Sometimes have a bit too much to drink. But enjoy life because she's been given a second chance, and
just
she wants to take it.
Laugh at anything that's silly. Don't be like I used to be. Remember, you used to laugh at something funny on telly. I would go, "So serious, me? What's so funny?" Now, I try and find things that's funny to laugh at.
And I look at her sometimes and think, what's she laughing at? So, it's full circle.
Live
life.
Be happy.
Live life.
Don't be judgmental. Don't hold back and try and build up this facade that, I'm this or whatever. Let it go. You are your own person in your own rights anyway. You don't need to put up a fake thing to get people to know you or appreciate you. Just be yourself and be happy.
And enjoy life.
Yeah.